Hello. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Saleem Haider. Wait a second. Did I just informally introduce myself at TEDx, a global program with a worldwide audience? I sure did. I am not here dressed up in my Men in Black cosplay because I figured it'd be a bit out of touch with the way I present. I'm genuinely just here to talk. I mean, it is called TED Talks, right? Not TED Presents. I feel at times like sounding very intellectual while using sophisticated vocabulary, while utilizing a methodical diction in order to convey. I mean, just seriously, I am not here to appeal to the audience's fancy-dancy side right now. I just want to say something that can maybe change how you feel moving forward. I mean, I've done it before. I've done the whole suit and tie formal presentation, and it works, but why do it all the time? Why not try something different in order to make myself stand out? I mean, I've learned some of the most memorable and important lessons of my life at a campfire at 3 in the morning. Nobody had a microphone then. So who's to say me giving a formal presentation on this stage will allow me to communicate with you, the audience here tonight? So, quick preface, I use a lot of photos when I talk, and it's sort of to provide an illustration. None of the photos are particularly significant, but there is a lot of photos. And the middle one wasn't even a photo. It was just the word "of" in Comic Sans in the center of the slide. But the reason I do this is because it's sort of to compensate for my very tragic inability to draw. So I got shaky hands, but okay. So I was extraordinarily, why am I being so transparent with you? I'm gonna take it step by step. Why am I being so transparent with you? Well, I didn't do any research. I will not be referencing any sociological theories. There will not be a musical piece accompanied with this performance, and I most definitely won't be mentioning any scientists. I literally have no idea who any of those people are. I'm pretty sure one of them was a musician, and that is just a clip art of the word scientist when I searched it up on Google Images. So many people have asked me, what is my talk about? And in reality, I have no idea. So my talk is very interesting. It's not around a central big idea or a core concept. I'm just going to explain some things, and hopefully you can relate to or find something you appreciate. But first, let's take it back. Let's take it way, way back to kindergarten. Yeah, interesting times. Okay, let's keep going. Welcome to the crash course. That's me in my Mr. Miyagi pose during kindergarten. There were a lot of things that went on, but let's get through the core critical concepts. Foursquare, mele kalikimaka, and whatever these things are. Very impractical. There's literally a circle in the center of it that's missing, and my color box would always fall through the middle of it. It was very annoying, and it's very colorful, so that's why I remember. I felt like I just had to mention it. But let's keep going. This is freshman year of high school. There's actually a very academic reason I chose this photo. I chose this photo because my friend looks hilarious in it. It was a long time ago. He looks totally different now, but I feel like this sort of represents freshman year as a whole. You know, I got my hands in my pocket, very awkward. There were just so many different things going on at the same time. I'm pretty sure this version of me, didn't know a lot of things. Like, he didn't know what that was. He definitely didn't know what that was, or that, or definitely not this. So these may look like a bunch of blue logos, but they will come to haunt my dreams for the next 2 years. And they still do, to an extent, today. But let's get caught up to date. That's pretty much right about now. That's senior year. I feel like I have a stronger grasp of things. You know, my nephew in the center might not agree with his gelato there, but it's a roller coaster. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, this crash course may have skipped over a few things, just a tad bit. And if I'm really going to be real with you, it looks more often like that than it does like that. That's actually a photo I took in New Zealand with Lil Pump. So, when I was a kid, I was extraordinarily annoying. I was almost aggressive with trying to be people's friend. And I never got to see my parents a lot when I was a kid because, you know, they both ran a bagel shop. And if you know what a bagel shop is, it's you got to leave early in the morning and you got to stay there late at night. So I try to compensate for this by trying to get as much attention as I could at school. And by doing this, I sort of isolated myself. I realized however, when the facade of childhood innocence wore off, I realized I didn't have a social life. I didn't really exist. And it kind of sucked because I was just an extension of whatever person I was with at the time. And when I was alone, as an individual, I just didn't have much of a person to be. So, one book of Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul later, and I was at middle school, where dreams happen, right? So, I began to realize that I wanted to be characterized as the type of person that people want to get to know on initial impact, not just categorized in the corner as the annoying kid. So, 6 awkward years of my larynx changing, and all the different people I've met and memories I've had have aggregated to the person I am today. I am a band geek. For almost 6 years now, I've been a drummer. That photo is actually with me and my friend Daniel. We were about to perform on the field, and we saw some cops on the side. Hey, Daniel, bet we don't take a photo with some cops. Just 'cause we're in uniform, it'll look funny. Uniform, right, brothers? So, okay. So, so we did it, and then we ran back on stage. And if I mentioned band, I felt like I had to put that photo. That actually happened this year. And I also have a ton of nicknames on campus and in my personal life. I go by the Muffin Man around campus. Yeah, a few people get it over here. I also go by Saleem Shady. That's a new one. And Salty. That one doesn't quite make sense, but it's for some people. And all these nicknames have funny stories or meaning behind them. But it was all very new for me. It was very strange because I felt like I didn't know who I was at a certain point in time. But then I just realized, I'm probably not going to be able to answer the question of who I am for the first half of my life at least, right? So I might as well just accept the roller coaster of stuff hurtling towards my face at top speed and become the person I am at the end of it. I'm the IB student. I'm the good at talking kid. I just sort of accepted it at this point. Yeah, that's acceptance. So, whenever I met a new person, I never let this paradigm of who I was or who I hang out with or what my age group is prevent me from doing different things. And now, prevent me from being a giant sponge. I think that's the reason I have the photo that I was wearing. But there's so many of them, you honestly get them mixed up at this point. But where was I? Yeah, being a giant sponge. Now, whenever I'm alone, it's great because I feel like I always have someone else with me. Things I've learned from others that are now a part of me. That's totally contrary to before. So, here I am. Certainly not a virtuoso. I've stuttered a few times. But I've taken upon some crazy experiences. Up until right about this time, 2 weeks ago, I didn't know I'd be giving a TEDx talk. I wanted to take a role, more away from the spotlight, behind the stage, away from your beautiful eyes, as I can see here tonight. And I did that by, auditioning speakers. I reviewed and edited a lot of rough drafts. I did some proofreading. And I also just gave some general advice to my peers. Over the past 4 months, this event has been on my mind, and now that I'm thinking about it, I'm really happy to be the one, sort of sending it off. I'm the final speaker of the night. And by doing this, by being the title assistant director for this year, I quickly learned how hard it is and how stressful it is trying to manage a performance like this. And that being said, I want to give a special thank you to Miss Filowitz. She's our event coordinator here at TEDx. Yes. So yeah, this is off script. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I do want to mention this. She is absolutely amazing, and she, along with all the tech crews we have here tonight, is what able to make this event possible. So, by all means, please, a round of applause. Yes. Okay. So I should refocus. I'm seriously going over time, and they might cut my microphone soon. So, going through high school, I never strived towards the valediction of an admittance letter or an award or the title of excellent scholar. I was sort of, going with the flow. If I were to give it a nice, colorful explanation, it was like I had been given a pass that said everything you grab is free, and then getting exactly, that's the pass, then getting exactly 4 minutes in a Best Buy. So, yeah, no, this thing's great. It explains all my metaphors for me, too. I mean, what else can I ask for, right? But no, it's been amazing, and it's been a process. And by doing this, I've been able to do a bunch of different things. I've invested in myself as a character, and I've stuck to things that I know. I know myself, and it's been a great experience taking on high school from this different perspective. So, like every awesome TED Talk, every major TED Talk, there has to be a bold intellectual statement. Here's mine, my take of a bold intellectual statement. Taking risks are lame. Saleem Haider, 2K19, right? Uh, I feel like taking risks don't really matter unless you approach them with a clear mind where you're able to learn from the experiences they offer. Don't sit in those seats or in bed, audience abroad, I know you're there somewhere, and, and say, wow, he's so right. Yeah, definitely. You know what? No. You have to approach everything with a clear mind. You have to accept all these ideas being hurtled your way in order for you to grow as a person. And that's something I cannot relate to. So with that being said, I want to say thank you for being an amazing audience. You guys have been incredibly patient. And have a safe drive home, and have a good night. But wait, before I go, one other thing I've been advised to do. Don't cut my mic, I swear, I'm almost done. But audience participation forms. Let us know how we did, please. It's very important to us. These audience participation forms are also the way that we're able to renew our license at the end of the year. And it's a great part, so please, when you get home, take the time to write about an idea that you thought was incredible, or a memory that you thought was memorable. Oh, did that rhyme? Or a speaker that you thought did an excellent job tonight. No, my name's Saleem Haider, by the way, but you should feel free, by all means. Write whatever you want, but please, it matters a lot to us because I feel like I represent all the speakers as a whole when I say you guys have been an excellent audience, incredibly kind, very patient, and extremely supportive. So with that being said, a final thank you and a good night.